Right, Ensk. Ensk, we'll start with north. Um, North side is better on this map. Basically, simply because this spot is just so OP. They cannot come to city if you have any kind of fast tank. For like a fast tank setup, you can just go triple cap for fast games. You instantly just drive like this with your three, I don't know, 260s, 277s, i7s, whatever. Or four, sorry, and then one can try and go to here. It depends on obviously what you see. If you come like this and you break the wall, and this guy or one of the 260s just spot them coming, and you can watch for this wall as well. Um, you know, you see the wall breaking, they're playing city with something, and it's if you see a lot of walls breaking and they're full city, then yeah, you probably just want to like sit here and aim for their cross. This guy does not go here. He probably just sits here, and you need to be ready to like pressure around this side. And if there's anything here or here, you just go push it. Hopefully, it depends on how they are. If they're waiting on this cross, I would not recommend pushing into a crossfire. But yeah, if they play field, they will want to instantly try and get around to here to get a reset on you. They might, yeah, if they play full field, then yeah, they need to instantly come back to here. You might just split the map in that case, honestly. If they have nothing here to get, this guy will obviously find out. This medium might join as well, or he might come back. It depends on this medium. He might just stay somewhere here, but he might get caught if he stays there. So maybe it's better just always come city and come to like here or something. This CS or whatever medium tank it is, they're fast enough to watch this cross. Yeah, you need to be careful, obviously, of this pressure. You might come back to like here or sit somewhere, maybe here even. It depends. Like if they take second rail, a lot of teams take like a lot here, 2 or 3 tanks in the back with one going down the rails, because with one on the rails they can get a reset through this, because these rail carts are destroyed, so they can come in and shoot and get a reset. And you can maybe have a guy here that gets needs to, if worst comes to worst, he can actually peek and take all the shots and try and get just one reset. Yeah, if they come full city, as I said, you just go on the outside and try and kill it. If there's anything here, you can maybe kill it. Obviously, it depends if they're watching this cross. If not, you can just go across and kind of split the map, I guess, like this, really. So you're just splitting the map like that, and then, I mean, it's kind of up to you after that to figure out what you're going to do. I can't really tell you everything. If they come back like this, then yeah, you just have a fight. If they try and YOLO into you, then you just have a fight. This guy is just watching, he could technically go up here and break this house, and then he sees this, but you could just probably just sit him here and he watch this angle to see them coming. If you see them coming, you can just volley them, then go around. If they decide to go like this, then he hopefully sees them, unless they go like this. But yeah, yeah, main thing to watch out for is if they come back and get a tank down rails. You need to be very careful. In that case, if they send nothing here, you probably just want to come back and reinforce this. And this guy just needs to be watching this the whole time. Obviously, watch if there's any fences broken, and you can kind of watch this side if there's anything broken as well. All right, next is kind of a more slower strat. If you have a slow lineup, but still have double med. So you have one med going to here, just spot this cross, you break the wall, and then you try and punish if you can. If you have a decent enough reload. This guy is here just to watch this cross constantly. You could not have him here if you wanted, because this always spots it. Maybe he just goes here instead. Up to you. If they play full field, then you have this guy in the corner that they have to push and hopefully shoot. He might just pressure out the city with a few, maybe this CS and one heavy tank, and then you just sit with the rest of your team here and see what you see. If they go full city, then you can just take the side of the map. Maybe you send one of your heavy tanks down the second line to watch, this cross, and then you set up defensively here with maybe a medium tank still here to watch this cross, or you could bring a heavy tank into here to watch this cross. Really up to you. And yeah, you just force them to do something. If they sit, then it's up to you to break the deadlock, I guess. Or I mean, they could do it, but you should have info on full rotations, really. You see this rotation, especially if you get CS to here, you might be able to cross to here. If there's anything here, you can kill him probably. You need to be careful of this repush, so maybe you do send your tank to here. You set up, I don't know, like something like this. Um, let's say he's not going there. Something like this. Now you watch this rotation, you can see if they push this, the CS will just run if they do that, or whatever tank this is. He's peeking on the bubble pile, and he just watches this cross for you. And now, you can take this CS all the way down to here. If there's something here, you just kill him. If there's something around else, you can kill him. I mean, you could even, if you think they're going to send one guy field, you could always rotate this medium tank out and replace him with a heavy tank. And now they cannot cap against you. You should have this control, and it's just the point of trying to break this. Yeah. Right, next is just a very quick field push. Obviously, you're just pushing this and this. This guy is knocking down the tree here, so just watch this lane, so they can outrun if they try. Or at least you spot them if they do try to run. I don't know, some teams might just play a tank here and heavy rails and then a bit city, but I mean, that's like an insanely competent strat for maneuvers. But some people might do that. You'd probably catch that guy for free. If they come full field themselves or heavy field, then you just have a fight. You might rotate with double tank out and see how it works or see how it goes. You could make like a trap here, technically. Like, I don't know, you go like something like this, maybe. Idea is the CS spots the rotation, ideally, or whatever tank, maybe a 9 or whatever, to shoot on the wall, see what's coming. If he sees nothing coming and they are actually full field, then you just set up with these 3 tanks behind this building. They might see this guy. We'll put him one further back, actually. They might see this guy. They go, ooh, free kill. Try and jump him. You have 3 tanks here, you have a guy here. So they can't pressure like this. And you just murder them, hopefully, because you have their sides and everything. If they play full city, then yeah, it's kind of up to you and how you want to do it. You could rotate back to this and just take the side with a heavy tank. I just set up like I did on the previous strat, with tanks here, a guy here, a guy on rails. Yeah, it's kind of up to you. Right, here is a north replay. I seem to not have very many of them, so I don't know why. I think I found like 5 south Ensks, but this is the first one that I found as north. Anyway, this is kind of the strat I showed you of just punishing the 5 line if they are crossing, especially with 260s. You should have reload to shoot them coming, but obviously it appears they're not coming. We have a guy in A0 to kind of keep that field control and make it so they can't fully just push out us. After we saw them not playing the field, you kind of have 2 choices of either not playing cap or playing the cap. I decided to play the cap here. You could technically rush this TP, but it is kind of a risk because most teams are going to rotate, I think. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance of they go this way or they go this way. So maybe I should have pushed down 5 line because most teams are going to push this side to get this rail control angle. Obviously, this is skirmish, so not in the campaign. You obviously wouldn't have strike in this format. So probably without strike, they would very much struggle to get that reset there. I think the TP would have probably got 1 reset off if he doesn't miss or whatever. But it's very, very, very close. Yeah, obviously because they've come close with these 2 tanks, we need to kind of kill him. Unfortunately, the CS obviously showed up at the last kind of minute. So we can't really push them with 3 into 3, obviously. It doesn't really work. But yeah, I kind of die. I think, was I lagging this game? I can't remember. There was another game I remember lagging on North Ensk. But anyway, um, yeah, like we pushed into this fight. We tried to kill this TP with our 260s, but I mean, it's just a TP. They're very hard to kill, right? So unfortunately, we didn't kill him. Chris comes in to help Kushti. We kill him. He tries to block for Kushti, but unfortunately doesn't work. Now it's a bit of a problemo. Obviously, they're 2k up. They have a very meta lineup, but I guess so do we. So, unfortunately, I think, does Tanks lose that fight in the north? No, he doesn't. He wins. Which is obviously very helpful that he does that. He gets one more shot, probably on this 260 that's coming to kill him. And the C5 just kind of throws his tank away, fighting Dan from 2 angles. We get that kill from Buddy, and now we're in a 5v4. The health is very even. We just have one more gun. And they'll just try and push on Buddy here to try and get the kill. Or not, because we left the cap and they're worried about him being peaked. There's the other 260. Trading 1 for 1. Dan's trying to find an angle, I think. He finds it, get the kill. Yeah. Very important, obviously, that you have all guns in the game. Or, it's always nice to have an extra gun, basically. But, I mean, I feel like this kind of shows you that you do put that pressure on. If we went instant to the cap, this probably is maybe just a straight win. Because, I mean, we delayed a bit in the opening, right? I think we were aiming. And with this many 260s, it's definitely, I could have played cap. Yeah, I'm using this CS obviously to spot down the 5 line or 6 line for our team to aim down. And like, I could have just gone straight into the cap. They would have been in quite a world of hurt, probably, trying to get that reset off. Because, I mean, like, what, it's 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. This TP would have to snapshot his shot to get the reset on. And with this artillery strike, we could have probably like sat like here and not been reset. And unfortunately, Chris gets tapped, so he gets reset. And then kind of the game is you're forced now to fight. You definitely go on cap. After you get resetted once, unless it's like you still have like 10 seconds left, you normally are going to be forced to push into something, and you can't just sit in the cap and wait to die, basically. But anyway, maybe I can find another replay. Here's another replay from North that I've just found. Obviously, we're doing the punish strat here, so obviously we all miss. Technically, we should have sat probably here to have shots on this cross here. It's probably just better. Don't have to snapshot. Obviously, we have this batch at a spot if they are continually going city, and we do. We do see them going more city. So we can. I mean, CS is very, very overly aggressive there, but we have another medium tank that can rotate. We can catch him, which is very nice for us. Like, that's just a terrible mistake from that guy. So now we're gonna fast forward this. Just finding where they are. And yeah, we're just kind of slowly closing the net on them basically now. Obviously have the base now. It's all just about trying to find the route in to kind of break this hold. Which I think will mostly be about the 60 TP. He's a bit overstretched and he's a bit isolated. So we can probably catch him. Obviously the CS is trying to peek me and then bushes just don't really work that well. And yeah, now we can kind of start getting ready to kill this 60TP with a double bat, or double medium tank, sorry. I think we do the 5-line play, I think. I mean, you could even go, yeah, I was going to say, we could even go second rail here to pressure him away. There you go. I'm pulling more towards the rails now. Now this guy just kind of isn't safe. I mean, obviously, you won't have strike in maneuvers, but I don't think it would change the outcome of this game. Yeah, there we go. Now finally pushing the 5-line. There's nothing supports you, and very easy to pick up this now kill because he is completely alone, and he's on fire. Oh, object 452. Okay, things I think. And yeah, now it's just kind of clean up. Obviously, health is kind of even, but like so many guns up in a 7v7 roll, it's more than fine. You don't need to really worry about losing this unless you completely fail, but more than fine here. And yeah, finishing it off. Very nice. Right, for south, here is a very quick strat. Not a counter, but just a play against if you for some reason are getting bored against cap rushes. You have these two people here. This guy is watching for this cross to give it a shot. Well, these two people are just watching to, to shoot the cross. They just give a shot. Afterwards, you can push this guy down the rails to the spot I mentioned here, and he just shoots across into the cap. You take a round with these 4 tanks, and if they have anything here, he dies. And yeah, you just kill anything that's back here, because hopefully they have 3 or 4 in the cap. If they only have 1 in the cap, then you can slow down a bit and make sure you're taking this control and getting a guy down the rails safely. And yeah, it depends on what you see, obviously, because they might be full pushing this, so you need to be wary of that. But you should be able to see pretty quickly if they have anything here, and if not, then maybe you go back. I don't know. You need to be slightly afraid of teams that are just like sitting here and waiting, because you won't see that. Then you should take it slowly. See if there is actually anything A0. If there's not, then you can maybe go up to here. If not, probably want to just rotate, probably, and maybe take 1 down the rail, 1 here, and just see how it goes. They might repressure this and just kill the guy on rails, but hopefully you should be able to punish it enough where it's worth it. But yeah. If they come full field, you should be able to see it with the CS and this, well, whatever medium tank you have. They should be fast enough to watch this cross. You should be able to see it here, I think, as well, from like here. So you should be able to see them coming. If not, this guy will definitely see it. In that case, you just probably swing around. Unless you think you can just get out and triple cap, but you're going to be very late because they're just going to be pushing this entire time, and you're going to run and try and get the cap, and it'll be messy. I would recommend just reinforcing the field and seeing how you do. Ideally, this medium tank has a bit of hull armor, turret armor, but maybe you just put a heavy tank out there instead. So yeah, you probably want to do, I don't know, you want to probably come back with these people to here, and then come across to like here or something with the rest. And this CS probably falls back, or whatever medium tank falls back. And you just see what happens. The CS, spots most rotations. And you see what happens. Like, if they keep on putting into this, you can see if you can maybe dump it. Yeah, it just depends on what they do from there. Here is just like a yellow cap strat. Yeah, you're sending your 3 fast tanks. You can either send them like this, but it's dangerous because obviously they might get shot. You could send them like this. It also works, and is probably less likely they're going to be shot. And they just go, ideally like this, into the cap. You have double med coming into the city. You have this guy here that watches this, and is ready to shoot anything that comes here. This guy is just here to watch this if they try and send anything second rail to shoot this. But obviously you need to be very careful of a field play, or if they send one guy field, then you're kind of fucked. But obviously you're putting that pressure on them, and you'll see pretty quickly, I'd imagine, how they're set up. If they're like heavy here, they're gonna pressure probably to this corner, and maybe they just come to the windows are blocked off. I think in this mode actually, because it's encounter, so they're forced to either come like this, or come to the second rail, all which you have covered hopefully. But obviously they might just YOLO city themselves, and then you all just have a city fight. You probably will have to make sure you're bringing this guy in quickly so he doesn't just sit doing nothing. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for this strat. Like, if they go full field, then they probably need to go back to base to get a reset in time. I mean, probably not, to be fair. They probably could get a reset, but they'll probably go back with, like, a tank to take the second rail control while they're pushing this. And this guy will obviously get forced back. You might reinforce with a double med in that case, but you need to see what you see, right? You need to watch, obviously, this wall as well, to see if it breaks. If there's a guy here, maybe you just keep on divying if you see nothing behind him. But yeah. Right, here is the first replay from South on Ensk. Let me turn down the yap. This is kind of, I think, basically one of the strats I showed you of kind of pretty heavily going field, but keeping some on J6 area. Obviously, they have an RHM, so they can spot the rails. They probably know that we have not pushed city, and they are. It looks like we're just going for a heavy cap right now. So basically, like, I've decided that we can catch this VKK. You need to be very careful doing this though, because sometimes their team could just be sitting here waiting for you. So when you come in, they just repush you and you die. So you do need to be very careful doing this. But meh. I thought I could catch this VKK, and we could. This TP should have just stayed here, so you could shoot the TP on the outside, but mistakes happen, whatever. And yeah, here they come to basically repush us. Why? What's happening there? Okay. So yeah, they're coming in now, obviously to basically surround us. At this point, obviously, you need to try and break out from somewhere. The weakest point you can, which is probably the VKK and towards the V4. Obviously, that TP being out of the game for so long really affected us. If that TP was close where he was meant to be, he could definitely join the fight a lot earlier onto that V4. I think luckily here they send a guy out for the scent and he wins that fight. I don't remember how, but I guess they just miscounted health. But yeah, like now they've put themselves in a pretty bad crossfire for themselves. Obviously, this TP was faster. If you're sitting here, he probably gives a shot to the VKK, maybe to the V4 as well. He comes to here, he shoots the V4, and then he can come here even faster. So we have put them in like pretty bad positions, to be fair, but I think they should have done quite a bit better here, especially if they killed our scent out wide. But we do have pretty good setup for this. We have double TP, we have BZ, we have I7, we have a lot of health, especially post that comp of RHM double medium. VZ is pretty light. V4, even though it's annoying to die, definitely doesn't have a lot of health. So yeah, a pretty nice victory here. Just making their team go into pretty bad positions, I guess, overall. And we're quite lucky that we killed this scent out wide. So yeah, I mean, I'll just fast forward this because there is no point in watching time wasters. And yeah, so the main points of this is just, if you're going to do this push, be careful that they're not just full sitting here, because they will shoot you on your cross here, and this guy will just come on the outside, and you will lose so much health for this. But if they are pushing the city, you can definitely catch this guy. So yeah. Right, here is another replay from South. Again, this is basically the full or heavy it's heavy field play. I basically use this tactic most of campaign. I stopped doing it towards the end of the campaign because people started to realize that people were playing field and were setting up kind of traps for it. But this is very important. This VZ position, trying to getting a reset on the cap. Obviously, I have shots here, so these guys have time to not just YOLO in and play recklessly. They can get this minnow out and then decide on what they do. Obviously, this strat works very well if you have double TP. They'll have just a shit ton of health here, and they can just soak up the damage if they get pushed onto. While we just push their isolated Minotauro. And as well, this position is this rail also is very helpful. You can shoot through these little gaps in the rail here, but you also have this position, which is also very nice to helping your 60 TPs that are on the town side. But yeah, I mean, you can see what this tactic is meant to do. It's meant to catch that guy sitting on the rail, and then you just, you pick up a kill and you start kind of snowballing from there. Most of the teams will they're either YOLOing cap or they'll come repush you because you'll pick up a gun. So yeah, I mean, some teams are putting like a guy in A0 to kind of stop this push, but that's like they're playing very slow in that case. I probably wouldn't have sent it into their base because they'll probably have one guy in A0, they're sitting in the rest with like A7 or A5, sorry, shooting across. So yeah, if you see a guy A0, you probably don't want to push into their base. But yeah, very nice